Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, welcome everyone. Let's get going. All right, come on in. Come ye, come y'all. I think that's how it goes. I don't know. All right, take a little sip. Okay, super exciting. Actually, you know what? So we sent out an email last night that went ahead and highlighted that we're doing a last and final money raise. In fact, the last money raise we did, we said would be the final. But then RHINOBot became pressing. It just was too good to pass up. So we want, hey, Frida. Uh, so like everything else that we do, we don't cut corners. We don't take a quick and easy way. We're always going to build. And when something makes sense to build, we're going to build it. And RHINOBot, I was able to check it out yesterday. I think I think we have to push back the release to guide your expectations for next weekend because there is still a lot to do, but it's really impressive. I mean, it is just. And it's funny because I'm not sure that anybody really understands what this is going to look like. It's always quite easy to kind of dismiss something until you see it with your own eyes. Oh yeah, I'm sure that's going to be great, cool. It's almost like if you worked at Apple before the iPhone came out, and the developers were like, "Yeah, we're making this new phone. You're gonna be able to touch the screen. It's gonna be the greatest thing ever." And you're like, "Okay, cool." Like, there's a whole bunch of phones out there. There's like a ton of phones, and you're going to invent the new one. All right, cool. And then all of a sudden, you get the phone in your hand, and you're like, "Whoa, this is something different." And that's what RhinoBot is. There never ever has been anything that's going to allow you, like, it will be there. It will prompt you, or you could prompt it, "Hey, what's up? How are you? What are you doing here?" And it's going to have the most natural conversation with you about anything you want to talk about. You could say, "I love bologna." You could say, "I love Jamaica." It doesn't matter. And that bot, and now when I say coded, I think I'm really doing a disservice because other people are better coders than me and my team, right? Like, we're not the best coders in the world. But I do think I'm the best at something. And I think that is kind of having a certain sense about seeing around the corner, to be able to navigate a conversation in a certain way. And I really feel quite comfortable that I was able to take all of that and put it into this bot. In which case, when you say something like, "I love Jamaica," the bot doesn't go, "Oh, I don't know what that means," or, "Okay, would you like to buy RHINOBux?" It's like, "Yeah, I love Jamaica too. Who doesn't love Jamaica? Like, what's your favorite part about it?" And three or four lines into the conversation, it's somehow, "You know what? You'll be really great. Would you support Jamaica if you had the opportunity to? Because we have an incredible opportunity that's going to allow you to profit, and this could really be your way of supporting Jamaica. Would you like to learn more about it?" And you're like, "Wow, I didn't even think of that. That sounds amazing. Yeah, what is it?" On top of that, this bot's going to remember you because if you're signed into our RHINOHub and that's where you're accessing it, or various different places, it's going to know who you are because it connects with the Karcher account. So it'll be able to say, "Oh, hey, Brooks, haven't seen you in quite some time. I remember you were going on vacation. How was it?" And you instantly feel like a friendship with this bot. Now, of course, when it's released, a lot of this stuff is going to be like, "Oh, Aunt, you said this, but it kind of errored here and it kind of errored there." And that's fine. Like, that's part of the process. There's nothing ever in the history of the world, technology wise, that's going to be released and perfect day one. It just, that doesn't happen. But in terms of our testing and what we're seeing and what we're inputting into it for it to do this, everything I'm saying is fact. Um, and then you have the opportunity with the bot that once it mobilizes you to some type of checkout sequence where you're like, "Okay, great, I do want to learn more," or, "Yeah, I would like to join," or, "How do I get started?" The bot then converts over to our virtual agent bot, which is able to go ahead and facilitate checkout. Upon you just saying, "Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it," oh, beep, 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 done, and all of your emails are triggered over to you. Um, So it's just imagine the most amazing salesman that remembers everything about you, that's infinitely duplicatable, um, and works 24/7. Well, that's something that you want to go ahead and develop. So when we made the decision of whether we want to start jumping into marketing after our last money raise, or if we, upon identifying this, do we want to move on this? Well, the choice was simple, right? Like I think everyone knows me well enough to know, okay, he's going to do that, right? Like there was no way I could avoid that ideal. So we have the build out that's going to be completed by next week. Over the course of this week, I've been wanting to put together some type of example of what marketing efforts would look like, because we've always talked about marketing, but we've never done it. In fact, I've said we haven't done marketing so many times that it's probably a little bit okay. Ant, you've never done marketing, great. So, maybe you should try it once in a while, and we want to. But again, when you're building stuff out, you never want to go ahead and jump the gun because you only have really one shot at a first impression. And everyone on this call and everyone that's ever been part of Rhino could all share a story or two. Oh, yeah, this was going great, and then this happened. And it's really phenomenal. We have that type of connection and history that we take a look at, little errors and we say, okay, well, that's okay. I have patience. We'll fix it. But if you were someone that was just introduced to the platform and that little error happened, would you say, you know what, I'm really not interested. It sounded too good to be true to begin with. And this is a red flag. So we didn't want to go ahead and again, marketing costs money, right? So you have to be able to direct your resources accordingly. We are comfortable now to start with the marketing because the automations on RHINOBux is perfect. There's a couple of people that were like, hey, Anthony, 2 weeks ago something happened. And well, I guess it's 4 weeks ago now. But that was the case. It did slip up. But that's good. We caught it and that's been fixed. And it's like, well, when whoever invented the light bulb, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I just found 10,000 ways that did not work. And what I mean by that is as you find new errors or new whatever, and you solve it, well, now there's one less new error that could happen in the future, and it dwindles by itself. Like eventually you get to no new errors because you've solved every single one. So when something happens, it's easy to like want to rip out our hair. And that's probably why I cut it so short so I can't rip it out. But it's also a really good sign. Okay, great. Now that can never happen again. Now that can never happen again. Now that can never happen again. So these are all really good things. So I do want to show you the marketing. It's really grainy, right? So I spent a lot of hours, right, going through all of our YouTubes and cutting this piece and cutting that piece, and then finding images that reflect and line up and video, and then what are we offering and how to make the pitch and all of this stuff. And I think it's great, but I'm also just one. I was speaking to one of our rhinos earlier, and he had said to me, he goes, well, the audio could be a little better. And I go, no, all that could be better. But that's the easy part. Now, of course, by saying the easy part, you would say, well, Anne, how come it wasn't done? Well, the easy part for me, I'm not the video editor, blah, 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 but could I give that video to someone that eats, sleeps, and drinks Adobe? Like, could they go ahead and change everything? Yeah, of course they could. It probably costs like $100, $200 for someone to go, there might be someone in this room right now that could do that stuff, right? So the hard part is the problem solving. We always say to be creative, to go ahead and create the thing. The easy part is the labor side of it. Okay, well, now it's created. Now I have to spend this much time doing this. So I want you to kind of take a look at it in that light. So, without further ado, where is it, first of all? Let me find it. So it's rhinohood.com, which I don't know why we never thought of, but we have it. So I'm going to do a share screen, and let's watch it together. I watched it 1,000 times. I love it. But for those that did not see it yet. Okay, so the sound, so so the sound is also not very good because the Wi-Fi is not very good either. And it's just Rhino. I'm typing it into the RHINOHub.com. Um, and we'll touch it up and resend it again today because I am going to send 2 follow-up emails today because again we are doing the offering. So now, as it pertains to what the specifics of the offering are, we want to go see. It's funny because when we do these offerings, we usually offer a really, really good price. And I think the last offering we did was like at $1 and we made it liquid within 30 days. And what we found was of that coin that we had given out, I think maybe 5%, if that, maybe 10% was actually liquidated. So only 10% of people were like, okay, great, I have this coin at $1. I could immediately sell it at $2. Let me go ahead and take advantage of it. No, in fact, the individuals that got involved with it are just, hey, I have it. I want to keep it in my investment. I'll leave it and let it grow. So it kind of got me thinking, well, I've always said I want everyone to make a ton of money. Like for me, this isn't about money. This isn't a business to me. Like we're going to do something that's really never been done before. But along the way, people need to make money. There's probably a lot of us that are profit motivated, and that's fine. Everyone should live a good life. Everyone should have really strong finances. There's so much money in this that I don't ever look at something like, oh, I can't, I don't want to make that good of a deal. I don't care. I hope everyone makes a ton of money. My only care is to go ahead and continue building this. I could care less about anything else. So if our rhinos are looking to actually take an investment stake and they're not looking to trade it, they're looking to just allow it to sit there. Well, that's great. If I could go ahead and know that we can raise money and I have no fear of it coming to market for the next 6, 7, 8 months, well, that would give a really good deal for that. So I was thinking, I was like, you know what? If this is going to be a last offering and, everyone is agreeing not to let the money come to market, and we can do something nostalgic, like right before Christmas, the week before Christmas, it comes due. So who knows how much it could be? It could be three, four, five, $10. I have no idea. I know we could have really good Christmases though. I think that would be super cool. So I was like, you know what? Let's allow it to become liquid the week before Christmas. And for that, I would do it for 50 cents. Like, why wouldn't I? I want everyone to have as much as possible. I mean, there's a billion coin. Like, I don't need to go ahead and say, well, I'm willing to give 1,000, but not 1,100, right? Like, we can do this. Um, so I want to do a one-time 50 cents a coin. It's yours. It's going to be held by us, so it doesn't come to market till the week before Christmas. And between now and then, this money is going to be used for the marketing. All that stuff is going to happen now because we've built everything that we've needed to build. I mean, we're finishing the bot, but everything else is done being built. And as you can see with that marketing, we could all sit here and say, well, the audio is this or the video is that, or it could be better, but you know what it is? It's a step in the marketing direction. We've never done anything in the marketing direction. And that is, again, I'm totally biased, but I think it's really good. Like, I love it. Again, audio and video notwithstanding, they need to be improved, but that's what you give to videographers. Like that's not me. I'm going to give it to the person that will go ahead and make that beautiful. And think about the marketing push where we can write some type of ad and it goes to that. Or there's just so many, you can cut that thing up in 10,000 different ways and then put it into the Rhino bot and the affiliate bot, and there's so much ahead of us. How does a person buy it 50 cents? So actually, I'm happy you asked that, Brooke. Um, so in the email we sent out yesterday, and actually on Rhino Hood, you'll see the button to go ahead and buy. It's done the same exact way we've done every offering. We allow you to choose the amount. There's no package plans. Rhino has never told anyone you have a minimum or you have a maximum. So actually, let me just show you how that works. So I'll do share screen again. So if you're on Rhino Hood, oh, by the way, you can see the stuff that I watch on YouTube. Our son loves Sesame Street. So you see the counter. The counter's real. Because when this counter, did I do it right? Because this should expire. Yeah, I did. This expires midnight tonight. And I wrote a little bit about each one of the platforms. Okay, so when you click this button, it brings you to the checkout. And oh, it doesn't show my full card number, thank God. Type any amount you want. I think it does max at 10,000. So if you want to do more than 10,000, just do it twice, right? So do 999. I think it will stop me at 10,000 though. Yeah, say maximum is 10,000. And I think the minimum is 50 cents. So let's see if I want to do 1 cent. Oh, it doesn't even let me do less than $1. So I guess the minimum was $1. You simply just put the amount in there. You'll go to pay, and everything's done for you. We don't have, so you'll receive the invoice, the confirmation of the invoice. There's no email triggers by this or whatnot. Everyone in Rhino knows how this works by now. And I don't mean that direct at you, Brooks. I mean, in general, the way we've always done business together is everyone has a level of trust. Like, okay, I have the invoice. This is the offer. This is how much I spent. This is what I'm owed. And in fact, right after today, I'll actually go ahead and email everyone that participated. Okay, and this is how much coin you'll have that will become liquid to you on December 18th, right? So I'm going to write 2 more emails today and kind of button it up a little bit. I'll probably even record some video. The problem with me recording videos, I usually just talk for too long, so I don't want to do that, but we'll see. But I do want this offering to go well. I think at this point in time, which is really cool, is that we've had such a history together that I know if I was on that side of the computer, I would think to myself, "Oh man, who knew it would go this well? Who knew like all these things that we didn't know that have been built and that are about to be launched? We didn't even know 2, 3 months ago." And with the benefit of saying, "Well, if I knew all of this back then, I would have really, I would have identified this is that situation of taking a big stake in it." What's also cool, and I wrote this in the email, because we're doing it at 50 cents, we're at $2.35 right now. If we lost 80% of our value, you would break even. So I do understand that there's a very, very big cushion involved in this as well. In fact, if we do nothing new, if we just stay at $2.35 and continue, just building a liquidity pool and stuff like that, you would make 300% on your money in the next 6, 7 months. And of course, no investment can guarantee that stuff, so I can't guarantee that's going to happen. The US government can't guarantee anything on the other side. If you just put RHINOHub, bar. Yeah, it needs a www. It's weird. It's a GoDaddy thing. GoDaddy and our domain Kartra and GoDaddy aren't integrated. It's the weirdest thing. But yeah, you need to use www. Sorry about that. But what I was saying was, the U.S. government can't guarantee it. Like banks are going bust left and right. No one can guarantee anything. So I just want to put that on the table and, test it. That being said, any period of time would say, "Oh yeah, Anthony and Rhino, they've made it this far, and now they're just going to go do something else and let everything." Like that's not the case. I would say the worst case scenario is that, like, oh my God, we had all these dreams and we're still fighting and we're still right there, which would equal like a 300% gain to anybody. So I do want to show you one more thing. I'm sorry, I'm like a kid. Hold on. So we got it, right? So let's go to RHINOStreet. So excited. Let me empty cache or whatever you call it. Okay, cool. So when you go to RHINOStreet, choose image style. So remember we were talking about Rhino image. And this might, I think that's okay. I don't know. We could probably clean this up a little bit. The UI, for now, I'm fine with this. Say we want, with someone else while driving Ferrari. Um, So everyone is totally welcome to use this for their own websites and their own marketing and all of that stuff. It will be really helpful. It'd be nice if it worked. It does work. I've seen it work. It might just be the service taking a long time or the picture taking a while. I'm going to press the button again. Okay, come on. Up, 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 up. There we go. So I don't see all the money. Let's make it neon punk. Okay. Is that Ferrari? It looks like a Lamborghini. Get neon punk. Well, where's the Rhino? So, okay. An actual Rhino, I guess rhinoceros, driving a Ferrari with money flying out his pockets. And let's do it as comic book, right? Maybe that'll be better. Rhino image. I love this. Like, how cool. I'm sorry. I just really love stuff like this. And the coolest part is that is our search engine, right? So you could go to the search engine and you could search local, which again, we still need to populate. Like, that's going to happen. But you have ChatGPT 4. You can ask Rhino anything. Rhino will draw any picture for you. You could whisper to it. You convert your voice to text and search and back again. And that's just one component of what we're doing. So when RHINOstreet is in prime time, when it hits, when it's ready for its prime time reveal, I guess, it'll be there. And I don't see a reason anybody would say, oh, wow, that's, we don't need that, right? There is an argument that search is going to the way of ChatGPT. So for as many years we searched, like we were asking questions, now we want answers, and that's fine. But it's not ever going to replace the need for community to have something that is their own where they can search themselves. Like ChatGPT is never going to, I don't want to say never for anything, but if your community, in fact, with the advent of all the technology coming down the pipes, there is a very strong argument to be made that a community needs something that they can trust that is a bit insulated from all the advancements going on out there that can allow them just to be one with each other. And what RHINOstreet at least attempts to solve is it creates an ecosystem or at least a silo where the only result you'll ever get are within 20 miles. So anything you ever see is your actual community. And instead of integrating it all into one search engine, as you can see, we have the different buttons. There are different API calls. It doesn't interrupt with each other, right? So for instance, you would say, well, Ant, if you put ChatGPT with this and God forbid the machine learns how to do its own and AI goes crazy, it can really mess with the searches. No, we keep those separate. So each one of those buttons is its own silo. Each one of those buttons, if you could imagine, is its own website. We just think that by putting them all together in one place in a nice, clean way, we create something really, really beautiful. Yeah, I'm stuck at 12 years old. I really am. I just think some stuff is cool. All right, so let me go because I think my day today is really just writing these emails. We want the money to do the marketing. And that's my job, right? Like I need to make that happen. And of course, no one's in any fear or failure of like, hey, they have no money. We have money that comes in every day. But I really would like to go ahead and do a push on the marketing so we can really rev that up and allow everything to finally come to fruition because everything is done. So that's that. Travis, go on the thing and just play with it. Come up with a picture and email it to me. Anyway, let me go. Love everyone. You have the link. So even if it's $100, right? Like everyone get in. I will talk to you later. Bye.